All right. Good morning to everybody here. Let everybody know that this is a off the cuff, off the subject matter. This is something that came into my mind. It's something that's come up to me recently. Um, so excuse me if it seems a little bit rambling and seems a little bit discussion piece I've been wanting to bring up for a while. And a few of my viewers actually brought up to me before, so that's why my mind. And I recently watched a video. That's why I'm doing this right now. Okay, so for those who do not know, back in the day where Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 came out on the Xbox and PlayStation, this is really when the heyday of the console gaming. There was still some PC games out there, but like they were really known for their FPS games. I was top 23 in the United States for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first one, and I was really good at the game. Now, back then, I didn't know very much about no leagues. I didn't very much know about no professional side of it. No one very much reached out to me as far as I was aware. I was just playing the game because I had fun in the game. But I knew that I was top 23 because I went to, I checked the forums, I checked the website, and I checked the ranking, and I was fairly good. Now, 23 isn't really, I would say, something that would be like, to be really, up chin better than everybody else. But this is back in the day. You gotta remember, this is back in the day where the main thing was a controller in your hand and a TV in front of you and no special frame rates. Most everybody's working with 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second. Big screen TV, small screen TV. This was the thing. Everybody was on equal footing. The only difference was who had more time playing the game. Now, at this time, I was unemployed. I lost my job recently. I was, even before that, I was, when I would get off work, when I did have a job, I would get home and I would start playing the game. Now, I don't remember my name back then. Most of my names were always, either one of my old high school name or my current name, Grumpy Bear. So I don't remember which one it was, but I don't have the Xbox or the game anymore. So I wish I could show you, but you have to take me on the word. If you don't believe me, that's fine. Okay, that's cool. But here's the point I'm trying to get across. Back then, everybody was on equal ground. Like I said before, everybody was equal in the console. Everybody was equal in the controller. Most everybody was equal in the computer or TV. Sorry. So everybody you were either just good at the game or you just had a lot of time in the game. I had a lot of time in the game. I played for upwards, I would say 8, 9, 12 hours. There's some days I could have sworn I saw the sun rise, saw the sun set, and then saw the sunrise again. I would be playing that game all day. No life in that game. I'll play it religiously. And I was known and I was hated and I was sought after. And people, if they saw my name in their match once or twice, they were yelling at me and screaming at me because they hated me because, well, I was a bit of a bully. If I knew you were weak and if I knew you were easy to kill, I would seek you out. If I would find out where your location was in a game and you were a little camper, you hide little corners, I would find ways of killing you and get joyful glee out of hearing your death calls or you're in the game, you're screaming out my name and how much I killed you. It was a glorious time. I had a lot of fun back then. But after a while, I started losing my passion for the game. Started losing this drive that pushed me to play this game that I played hours and hours and hours in. The enjoyment was lacking and the passion eventually died out. There was no reason to have like, okay, I got 23. Ooh, wow. I couldn't, I probably could have got even higher if I kept on playing, but I just didn't feel like no more. So I stopped playing. Now let's fast forward to modern days. Now, this is why I bring up the conversation in the forefront. I maybe you shouldn't put it out there. Listen to your pro streamers or your pro league players when they're giving you advice on how to be better at the game. You shouldn't be really idolizing them. You shouldn't be glorifying them. Hell, you should very much be uplifting them. And here's why. You might have guessed it already. You're not on equal grounds. You're not. You're not on equal footing. They're not bettering you because just innately skills. Yes, they've been playing that game probably as long as you have. Shoot, some of y'all might be been playing the game longer than they have. and have more years. But here's the thing, they're pros and they're streamers. Their job is to play video games. Some of them scrimmage against other players for up to 11 to 8 or 9 multiple days of the week, hours, days, months. You get what I'm saying here? They're good at the game because they play the game for a long time. And they continuously play that game. They get paid to play that game. They get paid to get better at the game. And also, they get a lot of sponsorships, a lot of help, and a lot of things behind them. So that's not that you're not as good as them. It's not that I'm trying to belittle you and say you will never be as good as them. I'm just saying right now, this is just one aspect. I'll get to the other aspect. Trust me, there's more. The reason why you shouldn't listen to them. You shouldn't buy into their hype. You shouldn't buy into their uplifting of a game that's really just repetitive. You get in the game, you get a gun, you shoot each other. Whoever has the better thing, I'll talk about that later. I'm trying to say this. Whoever has a better wins. Whoever has more hours wins. Who has more awareness of the game, how the layout is, what corners, where to be, how to be, when to run, when to not run, when to take cover, when to mount. There's so many things that they know that you don't. Now, you may listen to them like, hey, this is my loadout. This is what I run. And you may watch them time and time and time again. But there's another factor that you're not paying attention to. Like I said back in the day, everybody had a controller. But nowadays, there's more than just the controller. There's the keyboard and the mouse. Testified and proven multitude of times that keyboard and mouse will outshine that controller every time. Nowadays they are doing a little bit more aim assist for controllers to help out controllers, aim a little bit better. But there is also modified controllers. Modified. Adjusted, flicking, sensitivity, monsters of contraptions with multitude of buttons all over the controller and modded out to hell and back. And then you got the keyboard and mouse. Sensitivity on high 18,000 or more, rates, keyboards with flick sensitive, keys that you just touch it with the flick of your finger and the action will respond. Things cost a lot of money. And those are just two of the aspects, really three if you count the controller. Then we got the monitor. Now you gotta realize some of these streamers and pro professionals are playing around 144 hertz up to 240 hertz. I forget what the highest one is. On top of the line, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, ridiculous priced machines, monstrosities that they get by sponsors or people supporting them like yourself, and them getting the machine. That's a huge investment right there. But also a huge advance in their play and, to be honest with you, advantage over you. Now the average player, whether you know it or not, are mostly using 60 hertz monitors. They're not sporting the 144 some of us, elite gamers get, 240, 200, you have the money for it. You're going to buy for that advantage. You're going to pay to get that competitive advantage over your players. So you are not only in disadvantage for pro streamers or people that have a lot of hours, multiple days a week, get paid to do it, stay at home, sit in front of the computer, and play nothing but that game. Some of the top of the line controllers, top of the line keyboards and mouse, top of the line monitors with high frame rates. Now you got Dr. Disrespect with his monstrosity of a computer and his monitor that I'll look up. I'll show right here, I guess. These are really known for shooter games. And then, of course, you got the classic, G-Sync and the other, I forget the other one is, the AMD version of it. I'm skipping a beat here. There's AMD and Ace, and there's NVIDIA's little G-Sync little thing going on. And then, of course, you got the computer itself. And you got also maybe really good internet. People don't realize sometimes a good ping is also really important. Now, that's kind of the reason why some people like moving to really high popular areas like California, because some of the main hubs are right there. If you know, like me, they've been playing video games for years, if the headquarters of the video game is across the country and there's not a local IP of that game near you, your ping is not going to be nowhere as good as old Jimmy John over there in California. Now, nowadays, the technology has improved, and they are getting better with infrastructure and building other IPs outwards, across the nation, across the world, which is good. But some of them, if not most of them, have just one generalized hub. And you're closer to there, your internet's good. And if you're paying for that gigabyte, that 1 terabyte, whatever the highest speed is, it's ridiculous with how fast the internet speeds are getting nowadays. I wish I could get some of those speeds. But those are competitive edges as well. So if you're a basic little Jimmy with a basic keyboard, a basic mouse, a 60 monitor, and you're a student, full-time student, full-time dad, full-time mom, full-time whatever, and your life is not consumed every waking day of playing that game, you're at a disadvantage. And you listen to other streamers or pro players is not going to help you get better at the game. Now, this is my opinion, of course, but proof is in the pudding. Pro players play a lot of hours, and a lot of them are very young because a lot of them don't have very much jobs, and they pretty much get picked up early on because they've played a lot of hours, and there's no life to game. Bunch of Adderall down their throats and a bunch of Gatorades and energy drinks, and they just play up for hours and hours like I did back when I was younger. Now, this is when I was 22, 23 years old. So, I had a job, then I lost it, and I got really good at the game. Again, this is my opinion, but I believe a lot of this to be truth, and I think you know the truth too. Now, let's say you did have a lot of hours to play, right? And you had a basic keyboard, a basic mouse, a basic monitor. You're still going to struggle. Because what if that 10-year-old, got really good at the game, and he had multiple hours in playing that game and really good at shooting that game, and his dad helped him shoot that game and helped him play that game a lot, and his dad bought him all the nice things so he could be good at those games. Would you believe me then? Well, that's already been true. A 6-year-old, okay, let's find out the information here. A 6-year-old boy named Luca is a FPS plays multiple hours with his father, a lot of hours, playing Apex. And not only does he play Apex, I think he's 7 or 8 probably by now, but he also plays Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and he is good. Look him up, Luca. Luca, 6 or 7 years old boy, shooter. He played with another streamer he's a streamer and a YouTuber named Radtag. He is good, but he plays a lot of hours, and his dad supports him. His dad backs him up. His dad helps him with things that get him things, and he's 6 years old. Now, you might say, well, if he's a 6-year-old, I can be just as good as him. I'm an adult. I'm smart. I got that kid beat. Maybe you do. This kid has a lot of hours playing these games and supporting, and his father's backing him up, and he's getting a little bit of a helping hand, not only from a father that's teaching him, but a lot of hours. His dad's putting a lot of money investment to his kid, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but I do say it's a little awkward, a little bit, to me. I believe that would desensitize a kid a little bit at a young age to playing first-person shooters, but I'm not a father, so I can't, really judge him for that kind of stuff. But his father is hyping him up, this kid, impressionable 6-year-old kid, to play games that are shootings and getting him hyped up to it. Now, there's a reason why I say don't listen to the hype of other streamers or pro players when it comes to FPS shooters. They're the same stuff. They're the same thing. Just slightly different, slightly changed, better graphics. It's really not changed since Call of Duty freaking Modern Warfare 1. It hasn't. A lot of the same stuff is going on. You run around, you're shooting each other, you res back up. You run around, you shoot each other, you res back up. Different new guns, better accuracy, maybe so and so. But the game hasn't really changed in years. Really, it hasn't. Now, I don't mind, but I do watch Chin the Tap Man. He's one of my favorite streamers. He plays a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I enjoy his game. I enjoy watching him play the game. I cannot play the game. It does not excite me. But you know what? It does excite a lot of younger and impressionable people and some older people. Okay, you enjoy the game, you do you. All right, don't let those words be a discouragement from you enjoying those games. But man, you gotta realize those streamers or pro players are getting sponsored, getting paid to play these games and play these games a lot, to hype these games up, to make them seem like a big deal, to make them seem like they're really fun and the best games out there. But there's a lot of damn good games out there that you don't need to play against another player to enjoy it. You play with players. Like, it discouraged me so much to see, like, the biggest hypes on Twitch or YouTube, at that matter of fact, are only PvP-based games, where you only challenge yourself with other players. It's not you versus the machine no more. It's not you versus the challenge of this world that the game developer made. It's not even very much about the damn the story anymore. It's supposed to be for entertainment, but now it's not entertainment no more. It's competitive. It's challenges yourself over the other humans as if you have something to prove. You have something to show. A measuring contest. Or I'm not judging here. I'm just saying it's the same thing. And I understand some people are like, oh, I'm competitive. I like, the challenge of it. I like the diversity on it. I got one game for you, and I'm pretty sure this is a beaten horse. Dark Souls. Challenging. Hard. Machine will beat the shit out of you. A lot. And kill you. A lot. If you want a challenge with some substance, some differences, some actual challenges that you can improve yourself upon, whether it be your patience, your ways of molding and adapting to a completely different challenge. Humans are predictable. Humans are we tend to do the same stuff. We tend to act the same. And the more you get accustomed to it, the more you get stoned toward it. And I know this for a fact in shooter games. When you first play shooter games, if you're not used to playing them, you get nervous, you get anxious, you start shooting and firing everywhere you see. But the more times you play the game, your body starts getting numb to that feeling. And when you get into that high octane moment, you start to forget about it. Your nerves go away. You're calm, you're collected, you're patient with your shot, and you take that shot and you will hit. But you need a lot of hours to do that and play almost solely PvP-based games. And that goes for League of Legends, Dota. Hell, I even as far as I go to say Fall Guys. But that's a different kind of course right there for PvP. I think it's more like you competing against yourself against the AI's fumbleness, whatever word you want to go for there. But so this is what I'm trying to say here. Stop listening to all the famous and people saying, this is how you get good. Watch me, and I will show you how to get good. They're not telling you the full story. They're not, you and them are not on the same playing level. I'm sorry. That is the truth. You know the truth. So those who are out there are buying those, those 2-something frame rates monitors, those high 180, or 360 mouse or keyboards or not keyboards, but mouses or controllers, mechanical keys with the flick buttons on them. And then, and only then, can I say you're on their level. Can you get as good as them? But then you gotta realize you have a life, a family, a job, whatever it may be, standing in your way for playing as many hours they do. And then they skirmish against each other a lot of times. They play with each other a lot of times. They play by themselves off stream or just for free time for fun. So they have the hours and they get paid to do it. If you do, sure. Okay, there we go. You're starting the path, and you can really show that you have the same level as they do. But all I'm trying to say is, don't give up. Don't stop. Don't quit. But realize, don't listen to other people when they tell you how you should get good, how you should take that W to win. There's more to it. Stop hyping it up and making it seem like it's more than it really is. And really, in my opinion, there's other games out there. Stop glorifying FPSs and Battlegrounds as if that's the only game you can have fun in. There's games where you can play with each other and have fun. And I recommend, right now, as of this video, Genshin Impact. a free-to-play MMO RPG of sorts of action adventure role-playing anime co-op multiplayer game made by a company named Muyoyo. Don't get me on that one. Fun game. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Sorry if this video is a little long-winded. I'm just, going off cuff here. Just give you some talking points here. Yeah. So, but thank you for checking out this video. If you would like to check some of the other videos, get to my channel, check out some of those out. And if you would like to check out my stream sometimes, you can come to twitch.tv/grumpybear. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Monday and Wednesdays are my game nights. Fridays and Saturdays are occasional game nights with art in there. So if you'd like to check out some of my art, come check me out. I've been playing a lot of Genshin Impact, like I've been told you at this current time of this video. Free to play game, try it out, go check it out. If you like those type of games, I definitely say it's worth the pick up. Just try it out. It is free to play. There's no harm in it. And if you don't like it, you can uninstall it. But come check it out with me. And maybe we can play with each other sometime. But as always, have a good day, have a good night, and have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye!
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. In every life we have some trouble. But when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry.